Welcome to the stream. Tonight we have the Stanley Parable, which I'm really excited about because I've wanted to play it for a while. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Let me let everybody know I am live, and then I'm going to get TikTok set up so that they know I'm live. And we are gonna have a blast tonight until about 9:15 when I have to get ready for work. So today we're playing the Stanley Parable, and we're going to see what it's about. This is the first time I've ever played this game, so I have no idea what it's going to have in it or anything like that. Give me 1 second. Okay. And come on. Oh, it had it there for a minute. There we go. All right, let me let everybody know I'm live on the Discord. Hello, Ash and Oddball and Plushy World. How are you guys? Welcome. We are going to be playing the Stanley Parable today. So I don't know if I'm going to need to mess around with volume settings or not. Hello, Moose. Thank you for buying the game for me so I could play it tonight. I'm excited. I am super excited. So first things first, I've already told them it's a Pegastar, Alistor and Pega. I've already told them that I've basically never played the game before, and now they want me to enter the current time. So let me get the screen pulled up for you guys so you can see it too. There we go. Dun dun! So yeah, it wants me to enter the current time. Bark, woof! Hello, Jack! It's Pegastor. Alistair and Pega. Heck yes. I like Alistair. Alright. What time is it? It is 7:10 p.m. Whoops. So I'm going to say it's 7:11 p.m. Goes good, Cool Breeze. How are you? Hang on. Before we get started, can I just say something? Am I supposed to be hearing stuff? Thank you for actually setting the clock. Both times you booted up the game. Oh. I'm sorry, I booted it up the first time so that I could actually get the menu. Am I supposed to be hearing this, or is this just, A lot of people don't take that step seriously. They just leave the clock set at 12 and call it a day. But you're actually taking the time to set the clock, and I appreciate that. Damn it! You have an issue, Crystal Phoenix? What's that? That's how I know that you care about this experience. You're paying attention. I don't even have any way of knowing if the times you're setting are correct. Tell you what, I'll make you a deal. Since you've been so cooperative, next time you boot up the game and see the screen, just set the clock to your favorite time. Go ahead, pick whichever time you want. Even if it's not the correct time, you've earned it. Alright, I'll let you get back to the video game now. Okay, so for context, in order to get the game set up where I needed it to be set up so that you guys could see it. Hello, everybody that has joined the TikTok live. I had to set the clock both times. Well, now the game is like, oh, thank you for setting the clock both times. You're so amazing. I'm like, okay. Let's see. Audio. I definitely want the narrator volume way up high. Music volume. Sound effect volume. And main volume high. Yeah, that was funny. Okay, so yes, I did have to boot it. I did have to boot it up twice. Just so I could make sure I had the right settings so that you guys could see it and I could see chat. You haven't played this version of the game? Okay. Whee! Okay, let's do this. Alright. Begin the game. You bought a poppy for both of us, almost 100% of the original. Just have commitment left, which requires the game. I saw that, and I'm like, what do I do? Just leave it running for like 24 hours? What the heck? Alright. I can barely hear it. If I can barely hear it... Oh no, it looks like you guys can hear it okay. Okay. The end is never the end, is never the end, is never the end. Okay.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Sorry.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard.
Okay.
Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
Wow.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley.
Hi,
Something
Amaya.
he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time.
You gotta
But
go.
as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Ooh, you've stepped out of his office for a minute. Ooh. Wait. It said that it had controller support, but I don't know if it has controller support for me. Okay, no, it doesn't have controller support for this. So, I'm assuming... Okay. Can I use the arrow keys? No, I can't use the arrow. I have to use WASD. Okay, here we go. Let's
All
go.
of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
You're not my
No
boss.
matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Hey, there's a green phone. Wait, what does that say? Who farted? I wish I could read these papers. I feel like they have some detail in them. Number one, dad. I hate Mondays. Pega, it's a black screen. What? Why? Give me a second. I'll fix it. There. Sorry. Okay, anyway, continuing on. So this says, I hate Mondays. This one over here says, who farted? That's for Moose. Sorry guys on TikTok if I'm not paying much attention. Okay. Then over here, I feel like these papers might say something interesting, but... This says, I hate Mondays. Where was the number one dad at? Who farted? Number one dad. Oh, look. I like... something just like my boss. And smile. My boss. Okay. Can I not go in these rooms?
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
Oh well, who cares? I feel like touching every little thing in the office. Can I go back in? I can't go back into mine? Meanie butt. What does this say? Can I please read these? That frame rate though. What's wrong with the frame rate? Think you might have a bad frame drop on the encoder? What the hell? Why is everything working so badly? Why is everything working against me right now? Says it doesn't say I've dropped any frames. I don't know what's going on. When I alt-tabbed the game, it got better. Okay. I'm doing good, Jake. How are you? What does this say? Then when you clicked on the game, it started choking again. So... okay. I guess I'll play it this way, but I'm not going to be able to see chat very good. No, I can't do anything. I have to play the game this way. I can't play it via OBS. It won't let me. I'm in windowed mode. Yeah, I'm in windowed mode. It's a mountain. Could be I'm just really bad at, Can I close this door? Could be I'm just really bad at WASD, okay? I can't be in full screen mode or I can't read chat. That's the problem. Hey, I turned off the computer! Be my Valentine. It may be the mouse sensitivity. Is there a way to... video? Quality profile? My webcam is choppy too. Okay, so I'll change the quality profile to medium. And I'll change it to 2x anti-aliasing. And then I'll change the resolution to 16:9. And see if that helps. And turn off VSync. What does VSync even mean? Okay. Sounds good. Alright, we got it fixed, I think, maybe. Okay. So now we've got Be My Valentine. What does VSync even mean? I feel like a dumbass. It's also available on PlayStation and Xbox. I know it's also available on Switch as well. But Moose got it for me from Steam, so I'm playing it via Steam. Another who farted. Oh, but you didn't hit apply. Damn it. It says it's off. Okay. I hit apply a resolution this time. Hopefully now it will work like it's supposed to. Why is this computer on? Why are these computers turning on? Who's turning on the computers? Well, there is other things I can do. Hello, Charlie! I mean, there are other things I can do via OBS. I can change it to 6,000 kilobytes per second. And actually, wait, that may be what I need to do right there. Okay, we'll see if that helped. Be my Valentine. I don't even know what door I came in now. Hey, it's door 420. It's like an old Japanese dubbed movie. Try reset, like try restarting. Try resetting or refreshing the page. Cuz I don't want to play the game if it's not going to show up good on the stream. It's coming from my end. Okay, well then I guess I'll just stop streaming on TikTok and see if that helps. Bye, TikTok friends! Okay, maybe that'll help. I'm not streaming on TikTok anymore. It could be the TikTok live is messing with stuff. When I alt-tab to OBS, though, I can't do anything. Try full screen. You'd miss chat, but it'd be worth testing. Well, tell me how this looks, and then we'll go from there. It's still choppy, so it wasn't TikTok. I see if I can bring up Restream on my phone. I wish Restream had an actual app. Oh, someone spilled coffee. Someone made a mess. the clock actually... The clock is wrong! I literally set the clock! Why is it wrong? So dumb! I set the clock and it did nothing! No wonder they told me to set the clock to my favorite time. It doesn't fucking matter! God! Wait, is it like 11 a.m. or what? p.m.? Okay, that's my work spot, so I'm just going back to where I was. Okay.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
On his left. Okay, so I enter the door on the right. You're not my boss.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Or maybe he just wants to make you mad because you can't tell me what to do. Does it really even matter?
Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
I want a drink. Can I get a drink? I want a drink!
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
I just want a drink, sir. That's it.
At this point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality. It's possible that this is why everyone left.
No, because of me? Yeah, okay. I'm totally the reason everybody left. Yeah.
Stanley sat around waiting for more dialogue, but when a long time had passed and there was no more, he decided that the game was trying to send him a message.
How long does it let me just stay in this room? The break room! So majestic. Is it looking any better, Moose? I just wanted to get a drink. I wonder if I sit here for 5 minutes, what happens? If the dialogue is totally finished, or if I sit here longer. Can I have a drink, please? Okay, yeah, I don't think we're getting any more dialogue.
But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room.
No, I haven't!
Took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
No, let me back in! That's so mean! You locked it behind! You're so rude! You said on my left? I ain't taking no door on my left. You aren't letting me back into the break room. What is this area?
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Well, You want me to follow your directions, sir? Am I locked in here? Do not lie. If you are lying right now, stop. I'm not lying. I just don't feel like messing with you. What is this place? This place is creepy as fuck. Where? It's still a little choppy, but we can live with it. It's better than it was. Okay, so it was probably TikTok causing the worst of it. Which makes me upset, because I really like streaming on TikTok. What's it say? Warning! Do not jump from the cargo lift while it is in motion. Will cause death. Penalty for misuse of cargo lift, $1,000. Penalty for jumping off the cargo lift, $5,000. Wait. Whee!
But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Yay! I got my first ending! Oh my god! I'm back here? Even the narrator's like, you're an asshole, jeez. Rip, you are dead, exactly. That was fun! I want to go do that again.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
That
Stanley
was
decided
dark.
to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I'm not going to the meeting room because you're telling me to go to the meeting room.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
This is why I like this game. I don't have to listen to you. You can tell me all you want. I ain't gonna listen to you. Turn off computers and turn on computers. Turn off the computer. Don't let me turn it off that time. Awaiting input. Is this supposed to be a horror story?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Bye.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
You're not my boss. I'm not going to listen to you.
Wow. Yes. This room. What a beautiful room. What a gorgeous, gorgeous room.
He's saying something
Thank goodness
new.
Stanley had taken this detour on his way to the meeting room.
He's saying
Life
something
without
new.
having experienced this room was now too horrible even to consider.
That's right. That's right.
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
I love not following directions. It's my favorite thing. Don't tell my boss at work I said that.
At this point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy. and reflected poorly on his overall personality. It's possible that this is why everyone left.
Yeah, it's because I have a terrible personality. You're the one who decided that even though I said it was 7, that
Stanley
the clock
sat
doesn't
around
say
waiting
7.
for more dialogue. But when a long time had passed and there was no more, he decided that the game was trying to send him a message.
It's like, I'm not going to reward you anymore for your misbehavior.
But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room and
No, I
took
haven't.
the first open door on his left to get back to business.
God damn it. I don't feel like opening the door, going to the door on the left.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Boss can never know. Yeah. Wait, can I go in here? Ooh. Vent access for employees only. Climb at your own risk. Wait, how can I climb? I want to climb. If I just stand here?
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about.
And who's that?
Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Who? Who? My mom?
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself, to put your work aside, to let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Redeem myself? Nah, I'm gonna come up here. Oh, it doesn't open. For her, Pega! For her! See, you shut the door behind me, dude. So, did I do a right or did I do a wrong? What the?
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this, to reach out to her. If you can truly
Wait,
place
what?
your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
No! No, I'm just gonna sit here and let it ring. Actually, wait, can I unplug it?
As Stanley picked up the phone, a white light engulfed him.
Wait, I
filling him
unplugged
not
it!
just
What are
with
you talking
radiance,
about?
but with hope. Hope for a life reunited one... Wait. Oh, goodness. Stanley, did you just unplug the phone?
I can
No,
unplug
that
the
wasn't supposed to be
phone!
a choice. How did you do that? You actually chose incorrectly. I didn't even know that was possible. Let me double check. No, it's definitely here, clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another. Music comes in, fade to white, roll credits. Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible? None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything. I don't understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner?
What?
You're not Stanley. You're a real person. I can't believe I was so mistaken.
I'm
This is why
screwed.
you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate
No!
you properly on safe decision-making in the real world.
No, no.
Please observe this helpful instructional video.
Oh, it's an instructional video?
Choice. It's the best part of being a real person. But if used incorrectly, can also be the most dangerous. For example, in this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Rupert has a choice.
That's not my
He could
name.
invent a machine that eliminates food shortages across the world to make life better for all people. Or he could spend years of hard work forgetting how to read. Which choice would you make? Remember that unlike here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you find yourself speaking with a person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real. Allow the person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking. Turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back, sack, and crack."
What? Practice?
Excellent. Making choices on a regular basis is the best part to a healthy decision-making process.
Oh, that was like
Most
a fun
medical
choice.
professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day. Do you make more than 8? Less? And finally, if you begin to wonder if your choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world, just remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant, and the feeling should subside. At this time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
I didn't even listen.
Ah, welcome back. You may have noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction.
What?
But not to worry. Now that you're properly informed on good decision-making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and see what the correct thing to do would have been. This way, please.
No, I'm good. Danger! Danger everywhere! Wait, is that the only place No, I don't want to... Can I plug the phone back in? I can't plug the phone back in. I don't even know if this is an ending. Look at all this smoke. Someone just smoking away. Exit. Stop, stop, stop. Okay. Wait. Wait! No, it's a trap! It's a trap! No! Oh, look, hey! Oh my god! Oh my god! There's a fence around this thing now, so I can't jump off of it. Let me jump off!
Meaningful, we can't have you jumping off the platform and dying. Imagine the main character dying senselessly halfway through the story. That story would make no sense at all. We just need to get you home as soon as possible before the narrative contradiction gets any worse. Unfortunately, it seems this place is not well equipped to deal with reality.
It wouldn't let me jump off. It put a gate around the thing. Like it remember. Oh, wait a sec. Can I? Ah, the sign's in the way. Butt munch game. How dare it? Okay, so you're letting me go back now. Let's see.
Almost there. You'll take the door on the left, back to the correct ending, the story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world.
No, I'm just gonna stay in here. Can I go back? Dude! This game is not letting me do anything I want now. Butt munch game? No! Asshole narrator.
Now remember, all you need to do is behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first.
But
I'm
it's
quite
my
sure you'll be
story.
up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back in the other direction.
What the
Don't
heck?
be too late.
I'm just gonna sit here. Give me back my break room! I wonder if that's a code for something that I could do for the game? Gonna learn Pega to follow the rules, hecking dang it! What's in here? It's not gonna let me get away with this. Is it gonna lock the door behind me? What if I do it again? Oh, he doesn't care this time. Because I can't go anywhere. Damn you! Ugh! I hate this! No! I don't want to follow direction! I'm not following directions! Ooh, look at that picture all screwed up. Can't do anything with it. I have to follow directions. This is so boring. No, wait, what? I don't even get a choice? I'm just here in the meeting room. This is not fair. This is why we can't have nice things. I don't even get a choice anymore.
Oh, it's ruined. I can't believe after everything we talked about that my story, you've destroyed my work.
Oh,
Why? For what? What did you get out of that? What did you think was so special about seeing the game undone, left here like so much garbage? It's worthless now. And what am I supposed to do? Even if there were a way to continue, would it be worth it? To know that my story is now incorrect? How can I go back to that? I can't erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it forever, reliving its impossibility forever. I couldn't live that way. Is it better to shut the game down entirely? To willingly destroy all of my work? I don't know. What's the answer? What do I do? What do I do? What do I... No, I have to. I have to shut the game down.
Wait, what?
I have to. I have to.
Wait, what? Uh-oh. Oh no! What is happening?
Oh, I'm here. I'm still here. Here in this pile of rubbish. With you.
With me?
You, who thought you were so clever. Now look where we are. My entire game is destroyed. It was the only thing in the world that was mine, and you've run it into the ground. What, did you think that would be funny? You just had to see? Didn't I impress upon you how important it was to be like Stanley?
No!
He actually knows how to do what I tell him to. He understands that if I say to do something, there's a damn good reason for it. That thought hadn't even occurred to you, had it? That there's a world outside of you? You're a child. Oh, My story.
Do I feel bad?
If you'd just gone through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious. It would have been so perfect. I worked so hard on it. I tried so hard to make... behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Nah, I'm doing it again. I'm destroying your whole world.
No! Why did you do that?
Because I wanted to destroy your whole world.
Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
So he resets the game to this point now. Whatever choice I make. If I make this choice again, he's going to reset the game to this point. Watch. Oh, I guess he's not now.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back.
Oh! I've had dreams like this even before I played the Stanley Parable.
That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I know that's why I tried to go back in and see what would happen. Ugh. Yay, this is so fun. Following directions and not doing my own thing. So much fun. Tips for not getting fired. Do not alter without consulting whiteboard manager.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Get Chris out of the broom closet. Someone's in the broom closet. The future was yesterday, tomorrow is now. Tomorrow, complete today's unfinished agenda items. Write next day's agenda, reflect. Targets. Fire paper guy. Who moved my desk? Please keep the targets on the topic of... Oh, the thing just like... The boss appreciation minute. On your boss... If you ever find yourself in a conflict with another diligent employee like yourself, but more inclined toward conflict and less... No, oh my god, stop! How am I supposed to read any of this shit? Spring break, clean skin, metamorphosis. Tips for not getting fired. Talk less. Do unbelievably amazing work all the time, every day, with no expectation or promotion. They don't even spell things right. Because I like being a rebel. Okay. What's this? Broom closet. I'm trying to get someone out of the broom closet. The thing said get someone out of the broom closet. What the heck? Can I go in the broom closet, please? I ain't going through that door. It's not letting me in the broom closet. It said try to get someone out of the broom closet. That door's gonna shut behind me.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I don't like having to follow directions. This is so boring. Hello, Lauren. Boring. I should have gone back down. What is the point of this?
Stepping inside his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life.
Great.
Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, until he saw the door with a voice receiver next to it. Surely behind this door lay all the answers to his questions. And beyond all probability, he knew the passcode. He had seen it on his boss's computer just last week. Nightshark 115. Was this the code to open the door? Would it still work? There was only one way to find out. Stanley had been trained never to speak up, but now he would draw from within himself the courage to face the unknown.
How are you? How do I
He
pick
drew
a
a sharp
name?
breath and then spoke the code.
No, I'm not speaking the code. Why does this look like a 50 Shades of Grey picture?
Stanley spoke the code. Nightshark 115. He spoke it into the receiver, right there on the wall.
No thanks. I want to look out the window. There's absolutely nothing out here.
I'm sorry, is there a problem? You didn't mishear me, did you? Please speak the code into the receiver. Otherwise, we can't get on with the story. This is a crucial step.
I am the most expensive boss. No wonder it looks like 50 Shades of Grey.
Okay, fine, you're not going to do it. But you know what? It's pretty humiliating to bring you this far, only for you to suddenly decide you have better things to do.
Well, you wouldn't
I
let me do
asked
anything
you for
else.
this one single thing, for your respect. The kind of respect Stanley shows for his choices. He knows what it means to take a story seriously. If you didn't want to see what I had to show you, then why did you come here? You had a choice, you know. You could have gone through the door on the right. You could have done whatever the hell you wanted over there. Why did you come this way? Speak. Say something to me. Explain yourself, you coward. You...
No!
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
What the heck is happening?
Stanley? Hello? Are you... Is everything okay? Stanley, please. I need you to make a choice.
The
I
end?
need you to walk through the door. Are you listening to me? Can you hear me? Is everything all right?
What? That was an
Stanley,
ending?
this is important. The story needs you. It needs you to make a decision. It cannot exist without you. Do you understand me? Whatever choice you make is just fine. They're both correct. You cannot be wrong here. We can work together. I'll accept whatever you do. I simply need you to take that step forward, please. Choose. Do something. Anything. This is more important than you can ever know. I need this. The story needs it. So, you hear me? Are you there? Are you listening to this? Stanley, are you there? Okay. It's okay, I can wait.
What?
You need time to decide. Time to make sure your choice is correct. That is the best choice.
Sorry, Leroy.
I'll wait for you to decide what's the right thing to do. Take as much time as you need.
I can't do anything. Back here again. I don't think that was a fake ending. That was a legit ending. Because look, I'm back at the very beginning. It's just like when I jumped off the thing. Ugh.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay, I'm gonna go to the meeting room and be good. I'm beyond confused.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay, I made the choice that you were so upset about earlier. There you go, now you're not gonna be crying like a little baby.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
I want to go in the broom closet. But it's not letting me.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Ha 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 ha! What is this, hell?
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk?
'Cause it
All
looked
because
pretty?
he believed everyone had vanished. His boss would think he was crazy. And then
my
something
car?
occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all. None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down?
Yeah, that's
Why did
interesting.
doors close automatically behind him wherever he went?
Yeah, that
And
too.
for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid.
Yeah.
So he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground.
Oh, fun!
Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner.
I love it.
Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts.
Oh my
he thought.
god.
And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that?
Yeah.
This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job.
No.
Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please. It's all I want.
Who wants to go back to
I
their
want my
job?
apartment and my wife and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal.
That's boring.
Everything will be fine.
Normal is boring.
I am okay.
Oh! Uh-oh.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be.
He's
Can anyone hear
panicking.
my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black. This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Wait, what? Now I'm a girl?
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself.
Oh my
and then
God.
collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career.
Oh,
And by
God.
extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
You didn't call the ambulance? Oh my God. I don't even know how many endings there are, but they said this one has a lot more endings and a lot more dialogue than it did in the first game. Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Oh, shut
What
up.
could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Can I just make people...
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the
Okay,
door on his
blah, blah.
left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Hello, broom closet. There's a lot of
There
things
was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
There's a broom here. There's some tools here. There's
It
some
was
duct
baffling
tape.
that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA. Are you really still in the broom closet?
Yeah, I'm trying to
Standing
pick
around
up the
doing
duct
nothing?
tape.
Why? Please offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused.
There's a mop bucket in here. I want to mop this place. It looks terrible. And there's a broom. I want to sweep this place. It looks
You
awful.
do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right?
There's
If I'd
duct
said
tape.
Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever.
Then why
I
is it
never would have
here?
thought to mention it.
Why is it here if it doesn't have any significance? Tell me.
Maybe to you this is somehow its own branching path.
Yes.
Maybe when you go talk about this with your friends, you'll say, "Oh, Did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favourite. I hope your friends find this concerning.
Friends, do you find this concerning that I got the broom closet ending?
Stanley was fat and ugly and really stupid. He probably only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is. That or with drug money.
What?
Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
No, I'm not!
Well, I've come to a very definite conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead. You got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here, when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed on the keyboard.
That did go
In a
after dark.
situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose.
Okay, guys, my body's
Hello?
decomposing.
Anyone who happens to be nearby? The person at this computer is dead. They have fallen prey to any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities. It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming, so that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on them. All right, when you've done that, just step out into the hallway.
Nah, I'm just gonna stay in the broom closet. I got the broom closet ending, guys! It's my favorite! Did you get the broom closet ending? Just like me? Did you get the broom closet ending just like me? This is like a choose your own adventure game. It's really interesting. Like it's one where you're supposed to do what the guy says, but it gives you ways to branch off of the path that he gives you, and it does it on purpose.
Ah, second player. It's good to have you on board. I guarantee you can't do any worse than the person who came before you.
I guarantee I can.
You too? Unbelievable. I'm at the mercy of an entire species of invalids. Perhaps there's a monkey nearby you can hand the controls to. A fish? Fungus? Look, you can hammer out the details. I'm not particularly picky. I'll just be waiting for when you're ready to pick up the story again.
Aw, man.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Nah, I'm gonna walk downstairs again. But this time, I'm gonna go through that door before.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy,
Hey,
why had he
drinks!
taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished. His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking
It's just a
mysteriously
loop, it's a
out of
loop.
existence in a single moment for no reason at all. None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations.
Hello,
For example,
John! Welcome
why
to the
couldn't he
tourist
see his
stream.
feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went?
1, 2.
And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply
B,
repeating? No,
4.
Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream.
Well, now I can't go
What
up
a
the
relief
stairs.
Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone.
Let me
He
back
wasn't
up.
going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy.
We know
after
what
all.
happens. I already got
And
this
he thought to
ending.
himself, I suppose
Hello,
I'll wake
John.
up soon.
Welcome to the
I'll have to go
stream.
back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then
Whoa!
he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question
Can
of
I
them
get in
all
the car?
entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking?
Yeah, why?
Now
I'm
the voice
trapped
was
in this ending
describing
right
itself
now.
being considered by Stanley.
It's gonna
who
end up
found it
being the same
particularly
thing. The lady's
strange.
gonna find me
I'm
dead on the
dreaming
street
about a
and then
voice
not even call the
describing
ambulance
me,
because she doesn't
thinking
care.
about how it's describing
Because she's
my
more worried
thoughts,
about her
he
work
thought.
than she is about people.
And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that,
Nice
of
to meet
course,
you too,
this was
John.
not a dream. How
This
could
is
it
the
be?
first time I've played
Was Stanley
Stanley
simply
Parable. So
deceiving
far,
himself,
we've gotten 3
believing that if
endings.
he's asleep, he doesn't have to take
Well,
responsibility
I don't know
for
if you would
himself?
consider the broom closet
Stanley
ending an
is as
actual
awake
ending or
right
not.
now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to
Can I
Stanley.
please be done with this?
After all, he knew for certain
Is there a
beyond
way to
doubt
make this-
that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice
a way to
explain all
speed this
that?
up?
This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control.
That was a fake
That this
ending.
was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up.
Okay. Thank you. I didn't know you could do that. So I already knew what was gonna happen. So let's see, what did I get? So far I got the ending where I jumped off of the little thing that was moving. Or that was gonna be moving, and then I got the ending that I moved to the little thing and I unplugged the phone. And then they wouldn't let me make any choices on my own after that. I got stuck in the broom closet 2 times. I got the ending where I was dead on the street after I realized I wasn't dreaming. And I went crazy.
Even now, Stanley's office was a distant memory. What did it look like? There was a computer, perhaps, and a painting. Was it a painting or a photo? He could no longer recall.
Ah, I should have stayed in the office longer and seen what happened. Supposed to find by obeying. I don't want to obey the
When
narrator.
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
It's more fun not to obey the narrator. He has a
Yet
freaking
there was
meltdown.
not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief,
But fine, I'll
Stanley
obey the
decided to go
narrator
up
like
to
a
his
good
boss's
girl,
office.
just for
Coming
you,
to a
Moose.
staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Whoa, wait. There's a bathroom here. Money in the morning, money in the evening, money for breakfast. Money crisp. Hello, Mango Ninja. Extreme bathrooms and Time magazine. Why are you drinking shit in the bathroom? That's gross. Why are there 3 cups in the bathroom? Can I go through here? I can. What the fuck? And then it's a 50 Shades of Grey picture. Cop a squat while having a meeting, Pega. Gosh. Can I go down the elevator? Hello? Hello? Gotta love the music! Protagonist might be kinky. get stuck in the elevator for the rest of my life. It just brought me right back to here. Okay, whatever.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life.
Can I play the
Shocked,
piano?
unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number. 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
Well, you know what? Stanley's gonna know it because you said it.
Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Why is everything so dark? Is this the newly open passageway over here? Everything is so dark! Uh-oh. What have I found? What am I supposed to do? Wait!
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job.
Okay.
Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Okay. Oh my god!
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Oh, hell no. No, I'm good. I'm Gucci. No. We're going back up. I don't want to be controlled.
Whoops. Nope. Never mind. Stanley actually got back into the elevator and went back up. Silly me.
Wait, did he do
When
that on
did Stanley
purpose?
do that when he knew that it would just lead back to his boss's office? Well, that's a great question. I just can't wait to find out.
I feel like I just got tricked.
Here we are, Stanley. It's your boss's office. Exactly the way it was before you got onto the elevator. It's still just exactly what it is.
Yeah?
What a decision you've made to come up here and look at the office again. This has fleshed out the plot of the story in new and fascinating ways I could have never anticipated. It's that keen eye for storytelling that you have, an incisive rapid fire of critical plot points, one after the other, weaving a rich tapestry of uncompromising narrative. Wow! I'm bolted to the edge of my seat.
What if I type in boobs?
Eight.
It actually said the number for a minute. Stuff in, stuff out, same location. It's convenient. You've never gotten into the office across from the boss's office? As soon as I saw mind control room, I came back up here. I don't know. I'm not going to be clicking it too much longer because I want to continue playing the game. I do want to look at this certificate of preposition. Okay, I guess we're gonna go see the mind control facility.
Incredible. Now he's getting back into the elevator and going down again. Ladies and gentlemen, how does he keep coming up with all of this?
'Cause we're amazing! What happens if I go up? Without even leaving?
Did you think we were going to go forward down the spooky corridor? No. It's time once again to go
I'm
back up
hydrating.
in the elevator. I can't even begin to grapple with what might be up there. Is it the boss's office again? Or what if it's the boss's office this time? The suspense is
And
killing
again.
me.
Is it not the boss's office? No, it's still the boss's office. Boring! Wait, can I not go down anymore? I can't click a button anymore! I pissed off the narrator. Oh, shit!
Oh my god. It's the boss's office. This absolutely changes everything for me. Give me a time out here for a minute while I process this.
Please hold. Yeah, it was definitely worth it.
Okay, I'm ready. I'm prepared to embrace this stunning revelation and to move forward with... No, wait. No, I need more time to process.
Please hold. I love how it made like the spooky, scary sound when you got back in the boss's office. Are you done, sir?
All right, I have fully come to terms with it. I have made space in my worldview for this astonishing new reality.
8,
As before, I turn to your expert eye for gripping narrative, Master Stanley.
Wait, he just called me Master Stanley. I'm the one in control here. Ooh, he just called me Master. Narrator's a little kinky. You think you only have to click it 8 times? Okay, that's 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. No. I don't know. It's okay. I don't need it. I guess we'll go see this mind control facility.
Of course. Going back down in the elevator.
Yep.
How did I not anticipate it? I mean, sure, now it's obvious, but you have to understand that 30 seconds ago, this kind of thing had never been attempted before. I had no frame of reference to even anticipate it.
No one's
That's
ever
just
done this
how
before?
revelatory Stanley's decision-making is. A breath of fresh air in a landscape of storytelling that has grown stale and repetitive.
Okay, fine. I'll go to the mind control facility.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Escape? I can escape?
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Oh yeah? Sure I will. Prove it.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
I am willingly confronting my death. Wait, what? I can escape! Oh. What is happening?
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is.
Oh boy!
Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man.
No! I
So
changed
he
my
resigned
mind!
and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
No!
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Why did we get a different voice? Wait. I didn't die. Stanley. The Stanley Parable.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
Wait, is this heaven?
Every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same.
Look, guys,
Do you
it's
see now?
heaven!
Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
The Office? Button sounds? A selection of the sounds used throughout the game when buttons are pressed? Wait, what? What is this ending? Office computers? Credits? Which way do I go? Right or left? Maintenance room? The office? Guys, don't forget to hit that like button if you're having fun. Feel free to subscribe if you're new. Office clock. Boss's office. Mind control facility, underground. An early version of the underground portion of the game. Oh, so I like unlocked a secret thing?
We're getting right back on track to now look closer, Stanley. See how it's impossible for the player to do anything in this room. Perfect example of poor level design. Textbook mistake. Stanley pushed it's the kind of thing you pick up on intuitively if you had even the most fundamental understanding of good and bad game design. But of course, you being you, you'll probably spend the next hour trying to solve it. Here, I'm just going to make this easy on you.
Kevin Brighting,
Stanley stood on the roof.
the voice of the
When Stanley
narrator,
came to the lift,
recorded
he
dialogue
traveled
for the
upward
entire
to the
game
consoles
roughly
at
3
the
separate
top of the
times over the
facility
2 years
to
of
end this
development.
injustice. Stanley stood on
These
the
are
floor.
clips from early takes that were not
Stanley
used in the
Stanley
final
pushed the
game.
number 6. Stanley walked it.
Oh, that is cool. I don't know if that was something that anybody's unlocked before, but that's pretty cool. Of course, I'll have to end up resetting, I think, but... Warzone. Early in development, we designed an ending where Stanley would end up on a battlefield fighting aliens. The action game would become sentient and would wage war against the narrator. We realized shortly after starting to build it that it was far too jokey and on the nose for the tone of the game. Plus, some people interpreted it as making fun of people who like shooters, which was not our intention. It's a museum of everything. Oh, there's a place that says fun? I want to go to the fun place. The second version is functionally the same as what's in the final game, but we wanted it to look more like a place where cargo was actually stored. The cargo lift was always intended to offer the choice of staying on or jumping to a different path. However, after this early version, we decided we also wanted the option of the player falling to their death. Oh my god. The screenshot depicts an early version of the ending known as the Zending, which was eventually cut and merged with another part of the game. I don't want to get spoiled, but this is kind of cool. These levers were originally a part of the Zending. The player would pull a lever and the narrator would describe what color they had pulled. Wait, what? One of the deaths from an early version of the countdown ending. There's a countdown ending? Okay. I don't know what I did, but I screwed something up. I got into a room of spoilers.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Nothing.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
You didn't finish that ending? That's an ending? That whole area where I'm looking at all this stuff is an ending? Or is it a thing of spoilers? That's why I X'd out. Oh, I didn't know it was an ending. I thought it was just a thing full of spoilers. There's more past it. Okay, well, I'll know
When
that for
Stanley
next
came
time
to
and
a
we'll do
set
that
of two
again
open
next
doors,
time.
he entered the door on his left.
We'll do that again next time. I just was worried that I was going to get spoiled, so I X'd out of the game, out of it.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Okay.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his situation. But his attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could its Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
Calming New Age music. I remembered what the code was.
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
So that is probably an ending I want to do very last then, because I didn't know there was a countdown ending, and I don't want to get spoiled by that. I think it's cool, but I don't want to get spoiled. Okay, let's go to the mind control facility.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Hello?
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Might as well. Cameras.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Yep, there I am, employee 472. Okay. The thing is, it's something completely else to experience it and solve some of the puzzles.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Guess so.
No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
It's such a small and insignificant spoil that I wouldn't classify it as one. I mean, I just wanted to find the endings
But here was the
myself.
proof, the heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content, walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life, for he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
How? How do I dismantle the codes? One. Is it seriously as easy as 1, 2, 3? Two. Are there any other numbers? Is it just 1 and 2? I haven't been able to solve either. Ah, dang it, I messed it up. Okay. 1. No, never mind. I don't even know. Console disabled. Okay, what do? Do I go to the facility power? Or can I go down here? Welcome to the stream where Pega presses a button in the Stanley Parable 69,420 times. Yup. Facility power. We're gonna shut it down. Mind controls idle, awaiting input. Wait, was it?
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
How do I put an end to it? Do I keep it on?
Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that
Yeah.
what you wanted?
Yes!
Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that.
What do you mean?
I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system.
Wait, what?
In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are said to explode,
No!
eliminating
Turn it
the
off!
entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say, 2 minutes. Ah, now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley?
Turn it
It's
off!
your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start.
No!
What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated? All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's
Damn
quite
it!
rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds
Damn
left.
it!
But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To
This
hell
guy's
with
a
it.
sadist!
I'm going to put some extra time on the clock. Why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees.
2, purple 2, purple
Oh,
2.
dear me, what's the matter,
is
Stanley?
purple.
Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now?
No, I know what I
Or
need
did
to
you
do.
just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off?
2,
I mean, look at you.
2.
Running from button to button, screen to screen,
2.
clicking on every little
Shut
thing in
up,
this room.
asshole!
These numbered buttons. No, these colored ones. Or maybe
have
this
3
big
attempts
red
remaining.
button. Or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is?
What happened to the
Stanley,
thing?
you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble.
Oh my
This isn't a
god!
challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first.
Goodbye,
So you-
employee! No!
Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle.
No, it says
30
26.
seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here. Just you being blown to pieces.
There has to be a
Will you cling
way!
desperately to your frail life? Or
There
will you
has
let it
to
go
be a way.
peacefully? Another choice?
There's 3.
Make it count. Or don't. It's all the same to me. All a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever up.
Looks like he planned for players going, what if I do this? It's so well done. I know, right? Demeaning off and side meaning to cut or kill. Making a decision in this game literally does that. You pick one option and kill the other. See you later, Cool Breeze. I think that it's the numbers. I think it's the numbers. Or on that computer where it said goodbye employee 427. I think the second thing would have been purple. But dude, I didn't know the freaking narrator was a sadist. Holy crap. He's like, I'm in control now. Ha 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 ha. Can I type something? No. He said sometimes he just lets us sit in our office pushing buttons meaninglessly. Can I shut my office door?
But Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure. What if he had to make a decision? What if a crucial outcome fell under his responsibility? He had never been trained for that. No. This couldn't go anywhere except badly. The thing to do now, Stanley thought to himself, is to wait.
Yes,
Nothing
it
will hurt
does.
me. Nothing will break me. In here I can be happy forever. I will be happy. Stanley waited. Hours passed, then days. Had years gone by? He no longer had the ability to tell. But the one thing he knew for sure, beyond any doubt, was that if he waited long enough, the answers would come. Eventually, someday, they would arrive. Soon, very soon now, this will end. He will be spoken to. He will be told what to do.
No.
Now it's just a little bit closer. Now it's even closer. Here it comes.
Oh. Oh. Okay. Interesting.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a
That
memo.
had to be my favorite ending that we've gotten so far tonight, was the narrator talking about how he was going to enjoy every minute of my painful demise, and how funny it was that I was running around pushing buttons trying to figure out what would stop the explosion. No, this is definitely art. This is definitely art, man.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors,
Okay,
he entered
blah,
the door
blah,
on his
blah.
left.
It's the left.
Yet there
No
was not
one's in
a
the
single
meeting
person here
room.
either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office.
Okay, up to the
Coming to a
boss's
staircase,
office.
Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Okay, I'm in my boss's office.
Okay, I think we all know the drill by now. Blah, blah, blah. Dark secrets, the keypad. Stanley pushes some buttons. Oh, hey, look, it's a new passageway. Quelle surprise.
Oh, wow! I didn't even have to do anything. He just did it for me. Woohoo! Surprise! Okay. I'm turning it off
Stanley
this
walked
time.
straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
I'm turning it off this time.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
We're gonna do it right this time.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time?
Let me
Was this
out!
the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
I always wondered what happens if you don't get on the lift.
He refused to believe it.
I'll do that next
He couldn't
time.
accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery... blackness, and a rising chill of uncertainty.
Yeah!
Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved.
Well,
Where had
yeah.
his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know.
I just
It
want to
was
make sure I hear
perhaps
everything.
the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
Look at these graphics. They're amazing.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Did I get a speedrunning achievement? I beat the game! So you can get a if you rush to this ending and get out in under a certain time, you get a speedrunning achievement. Okay. Wait. Wait, what?
Good morning. Thank you for contacting the Future Happiness Foundation. We are confirming your shipment of 1,327 cardboard boxes to your place of work. Can you verify that this is correct? Excellent. Your order will arrive shortly. Thank you again for contacting the Future Happiness Foundation.
Oh, you have to go through it the fourth time or more? Okay, so what happens if you don't get on the lift when you get to the elevator? If you go to that ending again, you'll see why. Well, you wanted me to not get on the elevator. Go backwards and hit the light button. Okay.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
In the elevator room. Gotcha.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Here's the door, just go. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold?
It just
Stanley
opens
thought to
up.
himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Nah. It won't let me push the light button again. Okay, gotta trigger the elevator, then go back. Gotcha.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals
don't forget to hit
reduced
that
to
like
images
button,
on a
guys.
screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
It's not letting me go back. I'm doing good. There we go. It's not letting me do anything. Oh, there we go. There is no turning back. Don't touch the secrets. You never go back. Secret. Secret of the year every year. So that's a secret. Secrets Room 2014? Secrets? Never give up on your secrets. Happy secret to you. Secrets mode engaged? Secrets Room 2014. So now what? It says secret mode engaged. What do I do with the secret?
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Thank you, Orville.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions.
Okay, before I
happy,
do anything.
or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working.
One,
all of it monitored and commanded from this very
two.
place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
That one's 5. Okay. That one's 3. We still need number 4. I gotta find number 4 before I do what I'm gonna do. So you've got 1 and 2 there. And then over here you've got 3. Okay, there's 3. 5 is over there at the facility power. Is 4 up here? No. Is there anything down there? There's no 4 there. Took me an embarrassing long time to find number 4. I have to be careful though, because I think it's about time for me to be done. Let's see. Console disabled. 1, 2. I could have sworn I found 4 last time. It may have been 3 that I found. I didn't find it? Okay. Wait. Is that 4? Is 4 down here? No? Four was on your screen when you walked out of the on-off button room. Was it? Facility power. That's 5. That's 5. Look out the doors. Oh! How do you get up there? Ugh. How do you get up there? I gotta figure out how to get up there. It's so dark I can't see Jack. you got 1, 2, and then, oh, there's the stairs. But it's not letting me up there. No, I know, but I can't take them. That's the thing. It doesn't let you take them. There's something blocking the stairs. There's a gate blocking the stairs. See? I can't climb up them. Maybe it won't be blocking the stairs after I turn it off. That might be why. Okay.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power... Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control? Oh, Stanley, well, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say, 2 minutes. Ah, now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley?
Okay, there we go.
It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start. What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated? All right, I'm in a good mood. You're going to die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story.
5.
Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you
Wait.
sit there in your office forever, pushing
What?
buttons endlessly and then dying alone.
Is there another button?
Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp.
Wait.
I have to say this, though. This version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of
10.
everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go.
Wait
But
a
I'm
sec.
sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so
2.
much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock. Why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley.
3.
Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off?
4.
I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why did you think
5.
that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? But you really believe there's an answer? How many times will you replay this bit, looking desperately for a solution? 10? 100? 1,000? I look forward to finding out and to watching the bomb go off each time you fail. Just you and me in the retching explosion of fire and metal over and over and over for all of eternity. And Stanley died again. And Stanley died again.
No!
And Stanley died again.
No!
Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here. Just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life? Or will you let it go peacefully?
No!
Another choice. Make it
One.
count. Or don't. It's all the same to me.
Two.
All a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever up.
Damn it! I thought that would be... The fact that he said, and Stanley died again. There was a key phrase in the monologue. He said that Stanley died again, and Stanley died again, and Stanley died again. Did I miss something? And kaboom. He said going from screen to screen and pushing everything wasn't gonna save me. What time is it? Oh, it's 9:19. Okay, it's 9:19. We'll have to pick this game back up next time and see what other weird endings we can get. Because there's still a lot of things I could try for the fun of it, and I like games that have lots of different things. But yeah, he's like, and Stanley died again, and Stanley died again, and Stanley died again, and then it said goodbye employee 427 on the computers that I was trying to frantically figure out the code for. Yeah, I'll have to listen to it again next time and see if I can't figure it out. But we did beat the game, technically. Technically beat the game. But there's still so many achievements I can get. So I want to see if I can't get all the achievements. I want to 100% and get the achievements. But yeah, I have to end because it is time for me to go to work. Excuse me. IRL, please. I'm assuming it went to IRL. I don't know. X out of that. I'm assuming it went to IRL. I don't know. I will facepalm. I'll ask Spoiler Bard in the mod chat. Yeah, don't spoil it. But yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you had fun. Hit that like button on your way out. Feel free to subscribe if you're new. I'm kind of sad that we couldn't have TikTok streaming today. And I'm also sad that there was still a little bit of lag for some reason on my computer when I was streaming on Twitch and YouTube. But I hope that we'll figure that out soon. I mean, Fortnite was working fine last week or yesterday, so I don't know what was happening with that. But yeah, we're going to end it here for now. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. I had a blast. I don't know what I know there's a ton of different endings in this, and I'm excited. It was still dropping frames from time to time, just doing Twitch and YouTube. Yeah. And see, it doesn't say anything about dropping frames on OBS, which makes me mad. So I'm watching you struggle, Stanley. I thought if I pushed the numbers, it would work. But anyway, guys, we're going to end it here for now. Thank you so much for watching. And as always, much love, everybody. Mwah. Come out there, go spread some love and positivity today, because you never know who needs it. And I hope to see you guys on, oh God, Monday. Monday at 7 p.m. when we probably play more Stanley Parable. That'll probably be what we play. Either that or Hades. I'll let you guys decide on what we play on Monday. Yeah, I will see you guys then. I hope you guys have a good rest of the night, and I will talk to you all